Jaclyn Cordeiro did not announce her breakup from Alex Rodriguez with accusations, drama, or a public back and forth. Instead, days after confirming that she and the former Yankees star were taking time apart, she posted a message about peace, boundaries, rest, and protecting her energy. And that is why this story is being revisited now. Not because one side has blamed the other, but because the public statement around the breakup was unusually careful, unusually calm, and centered on privacy. The latest update came when Jaclyn shared a reflective Instagram post about peace being a priority in her life. In that message, she described peace as something that comes from protecting time, releasing control, and allowing yourself to rest. The post arrived after she had already confirmed that she and Rodriguez had separated after about 3 years together. What makes the timing important is that the post did not name Alex directly as the reason for her thoughts, but it did land at a moment when people were already trying to understand what changed between them. For verified entertainment updates without the rumors, subscribe to Startline Entertainment. The first confirmed breakup report came on May 21st, when Jaclyn told TMZ that she and Alex were currently taking some time apart. Her statement was direct, but it was also careful. She said there continued to be mutual love, care, and deep respect between them and their families. She also said they remained supportive of one another, and that there was no animosity, drama, or negative story. That wording matters because it sets the boundary for how the story should be understood. Publicly, there is no confirmed accusation, no confirmed betrayal, and no confirmed conflict behind the split. Jaclyn also shared one important piece of context. She said she was navigating a serious health matter involving a family member, and that her focus was understandably there. She did not say that the family health matter caused the breakup. She did not give private medical details. She simply made clear that her attention was with her family and asked for compassion and privacy, especially for the daughters and loved ones connected to both sides. That request is one of the clearest parts of the story. Alex Rodriguez has 2 daughters, Natasha and Ella, with his ex-wife, Cynthia Skirtis. Jaclyn Cordeiro is also a mother of 2 daughters, Bella and Savannah. Throughout the relationship, the family element was part of how they were seen publicly. Their relationship was not just framed around celebrity events or fitness posts. It also involved blended family moments, public appearances, and a lifestyle that seemed to connect both of their worlds. The timeline began in October 2022, when Alex and Jaclyn were first romantically linked after being photographed together in Beverly Hills. 2 months later, in December 2022, Rodriguez made the relationship Instagram official with a holiday family photo. That public debut was not a dramatic announcement. It was a seasonal post with family at the center, and it signaled that the relationship had moved beyond private speculation. By early 2023, they were appearing together more openly. They were seen at an NBA game, and over time, they showed up at major public events, sports settings, and social media moments. People reported that the pair bonded over fitness and family values. That detail became part of the public image of the relationship because it matched both of their personal brands. Rodriguez has long been associated with elite sports, training, and discipline. Jaclyn built her public profile around fitness, coaching, and wellness. That shared fitness connection was not just a side note. In earlier coverage, Rodriguez praised Jaclyn's discipline and described her as someone who lived the lifestyle she promoted. He spoke about her background, her work, her early mornings, and her role as a mother. At the time, that made the relationship look grounded in routine and shared priorities, rather than only celebrity visibility. But public compatibility does not always tell the full private story. A relationship can have shared interests, public warmth, and family connections, and still reach a point where both people decide to step back. That appears to be the most reasonable way to read the confirmed facts here. The public record shows a couple who spent years together, appeared comfortable in each other's worlds, and then chose language that emphasized respect rather than conflict when the relationship changed. What remains unclear is the private reason for the separation. No official statement has identified one single cause. There is no confirmed timeline from either side explaining when the decision was made privately. Some reporting has suggested the split may have happened before the public announcement, but the most important confirmed point is the statement Jaclyn gave. They are taking time apart, they remain supportive, and she is focused on a serious family matter. That is also why her later post about peace attracted attention. In the post, Jaclyn talked about protecting time and setting boundaries. She wrote about accepting what cannot be controlled and focusing energy where it can actually make a difference. She also encouraged making space for rest without guilt. Those are broad life principles, and in another week, they might have been read simply as wellness advice. But after a breakup statement, they naturally became part of the public conversation. The careful assessment is this: Jaclyn's peace message sounds consistent with the way she framed the breakup. It does not appear to be an attack. It does not publicly reveal hidden conflict. It fits with someone asking for calm, space, and privacy during a personal transition. And because she had already mentioned a family health matter, the message about rest and boundaries may be less about sending a message to Alex and more about explaining where her own focus is now. For Alex Rodriguez, the public side of the story has been quieter. As of the latest reports checked for this script, he had not made a detailed public statement responding to the breakup. That silence should not be treated as suspicious by itself. In celebrity coverage, not every personal update requires both sides to speak at the same time. Sometimes one person clarifies the status because speculation has already started, and the other person chooses not to add more. That is especially relevant because both Alex and Jaclyn are parents. Jaclyn's statement specifically asked that reporting reflect compassion and privacy for everyone involved, especially their daughters and loved ones. That part deserves attention, because celebrity breakup coverage often turns private transitions into team sports, but the confirmed record here does not support a villain story. It supports a relationship that ended publicly with a request for restraint. The larger context is that Alex Rodriguez has lived much of his adult life in public. His baseball career, his business ventures, his media work, his past relationships, and his family moments have all been covered closely. That level of attention means even a restrained breakup becomes a headline. Jaclyn, while less globally famous than Alex, also has a public-facing career in fitness and wellness, so her posts are watched through the lens of what people already know about her life. That can create a problem. When someone shares a reflective message after a breakup, the public often tries to decode every line as if it were evidence. But not every post is a hidden accusation. Sometimes it is simply a person choosing language that helps them move through a difficult chapter without turning it into a public fight. Based on what has been confirmed, that is the fairest reading here. There is also a noticeable difference between the breakup headline and the actual tone of the statements. The headline says a celebrity couple has split after 3 years, but the statement says mutual respect remains. The headline suggests a relationship ended, but the wording says the families still matter, support remains, and privacy is being requested. Those details do not erase the breakup, but they change the tone of the story. The latest confirmed picture is simple. Alex Rodriguez and Jaclyn Cordeiro are no longer together as a couple. Jaclyn confirmed they are taking time apart. People reported they remain good friends. Other outlets repeated the same core statement, including that there is no negative story being publicly alleged. Jaclyn later posted about peace, boundaries, acceptance, and rest. Alex has not publicly turned the split into a dispute. The objective judgment is that this looks less like a public fallout and more like a controlled separation between two adults trying to keep the private part private. That does not mean the split was easy. Breakups after 3 years are rarely simple, especially when families are connected. But the public language has been consistent: respect, support, compassion, and privacy. What remains unanswered is also important. We do not know the full private timeline. We do not know whether one event led to the separation. We do not know whether the family health matter affected the relationship or simply became Jaclyn's immediate priority afterward. And unless either of them chooses to share more, those details should not be filled in with guesses. For now, the story is not about blame. It is about a public relationship ending with unusually careful wording, followed by a message from Jaclyn that suggests she is focusing on peace and personal boundaries. In a celebrity culture that often rewards conflict, the most notable part of this breakup may be how clearly both the statement and the follow-up post avoided turning private pain into a public fight.